Heavenly secrets often wait patiently for the perfect moment to be revealed. That moment is here now. There is something important about the day you were born that you were never told, not because it was unimportant, but because it was so sacred that ordinary words could not describe it. What you have heard about your birth is only the surface, just a small part of a much deeper story. It is a story that heaven chose to keep hidden and sealed until this very moment. Today, the veil begins to lift. The truth moves from the spiritual realm into the clear light of your understanding. What you are about to learn may change the way you see your entire life and existence. You see, the cries that left your lips as a newborn were not just normal baby sounds. They were heard in the invisible world as the cries of a soul meant for something great and powerful, a soul that carried the mark of the divine. As it is said in Jeremiah 1:5, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." Your coming into this world was already planned and marked by God. There were unseen beings in the room when you were born, things no doctor could explain and no hospital records could describe. One of these beings was shining bright, wrapped in light, with wings touching the ceiling, a messenger sent from the Most High. Another presence was hiding in the shadows, filled with confusion and fear, trying to stop your arrival but failing. Nothing could stop what heaven had decided to happen. The truth, chosen one, is that the day you were born was not just the start of life. It was a spiritual battle, an act of war. Light entered a place that had long been controlled by darkness. Time itself seemed to pause for just a moment as your soul moved from eternity into this world of time. When your spirit joined with your body, a spiritual agreement was made, one that darkness has feared ever since. You were not just born, you were sent on a mission. You were placed at a spiritual crossroads where your destiny meets danger. Your life was meant to shake the foundations of what darkness thought was safe and secure. This is why you have always felt a pull inside you, a quiet voice, a feeling that something more is written into your name and your story. You were never meant to be ordinary. Every strange pain in your spirit, every quiet question that would not go away, has been an echo of that first holy moment when heaven announced your arrival to the unseen world. Now, as you begin to step into this divine role, I invite you to say that you are ready. Type Amen in the comments below to show that you accept this and are ready to step fully into the purpose God has given you. Stay with me until the end because we will finish with a strong prayer that seals what heaven has started in you. The silence has been broken. The time is here. The moment your soul entered this world, all of creation stopped to watch. What happened next was not written down in any medical record, and no photo could have captured it, but heaven remembers it clearly. What took place around your birth was not just an ordinary birth. It was a divine plan, a spiritual mission hidden in the normal routines of life. The Most High chose that exact moment to start something that would affect many generations to come. Outside, thunder rolled even though there were no clouds in the sky. The sound came from worlds we cannot see, announcing that a soul with a special eternal purpose had crossed the line into this world. The wind moved through the city like a messenger, already knowing your name before anyone on earth ever said it. As your mother went through labor, a holy quietness came over her, not fear, but respect and awe. She heard a voice, not her own, softly saying, "Protect this one." Though no one else noticed, your mother was not alone. Between contractions, a woman with silver hair appeared by her side, placing a gentle hand on her shoulder. She had no badge or name, no explanation, and when your mother blinked, the woman was gone. Later, your mother would wonder if it was real, but her soul already knew something holy was happening, something beyond human understanding. When you were born, the atmosphere in the room changed. A nurse who was not scheduled to be there suddenly appeared and stepped in, just as a figure dressed like medical staff tried to take you away. This nurse later remembered feeling a strange warmth in her hands, something she couldn't explain but never forgot. Her hands seemed to glow softly, even though no one said anything about it at the time. She wrote about this strange experience in a private diary and said she felt led by something not from this world. She still whispers about the baby with golden fists, a name no one else knew. Your mother cried without stopping, but not because of pain. She tried to say it was confusion after birth, but deep inside she knew something holy had passed through her. Her body held a memory her mind could not remember. In the months before you were born, your mother had vivid dreams she never shared. She dreamed of a white lion circling her womb. She saw fire around her that did not burn. She saw a man with silver wings standing by her bed in the quiet, early morning hours. Heaven had chosen your mother because you were born to fix a broken part of your family's history, something that was passed down long before you came. You were not simply born. You were sent to change the balance that had favored darkness for too long. Above your tiny body, something unseen to human eyes hovered, a scroll shining with sealed golden light. 3 beings watched it. One cried with awe, one smiled with understanding, and one vanished in anger. Your father was nearby but unaware of the deep importance of what had just happened. His bloodline carried both blessing and curse, but your first breath broke the curse's hold. The curse tried to stay, but it could not fight against the power you carried. Your arrival changed the spiritual inheritance that had threatened your name. The energy in the room rose, lights flickered, heart monitors stopped for exactly 3 seconds. Every spirit present, good or evil, held its breath. In your small clenched fists, a light glowed, a light not seen since ancient times. It faded quickly, but one nurse was so shaken by what she saw that she wrote it down in her personal journal. She was warned not to speak about it, but some truths cannot stay hidden forever. Then came a whisper across different worlds, the echo of your name. Archangel Michael speaks about that moment, saying that when you were born, 3 realms reacted. One realm celebrated, one stood ready to challenge you, and one shrank away in fear. Your soul was born where destiny meets danger, and only purpose can survive in such a place. 2 nights after your birth, the woman with silver hair returned. She stood next to your crib and whispered a word meant only for your spirit. That word still sleeps inside you, but it is waking up. Your mother heard footsteps every night for 7 nights after your birth. She prayed and cried but didn't understand why the air around your crib felt cold and warm at the same time. Peace wrapped in fire, that was the presence of God's glory. Unlike other babies, you did not sleep easily. You stared up, your eyes wide and still, as if you were listening to something no one else could hear. And you were. Your soul stayed between worlds, taking in the last instructions before fully entering time. Months passed, and then there was a knock on your mother's door. A stranger with eyes like mirrors asked to check on the starborn child. Confused and scared, she sent him away. He said no more, but when she opened the door later, she found a single feather on the porch. It glowed softly before fading. You were born different, not broken, not cursed, but chosen and sent. You were sent to break cycles, to fix what was broken, and to carry a fire that does not burn but cleanses. All of heaven is watching, waiting to see what you will do next. Days went by after your birth, but the mystery grew deeper. You were born, yes, but not into peace. From the moment you took your first breath, your cry was more than just a sound. It was a spiritual signal, a call. One night, while everyone else was asleep, your cry caused a vase across the room to break. There was no wind, no movement, just your voice and an unseen response. The next morning, an anonymous envelope appeared at the doorstep. Inside was a simple map and 5 mysterious words: "Hide this child in light." Your mother never knew who sent it, but she kept the map for many years, hidden inside an old book, as if she somehow already understood. There were powers watching you, some in awe, some in fear. Maybe that is why your life has often felt confusing, like standing in the middle of a battle no one else can see. There were moments of unexplainable grace, but also betrayals that hurt deeply. You might have called it chaos, but really, it is the aftershock of a spiritual battle that began on the day you were born. You are not confused. You are living in the aftermath of a great spiritual fight. Someone in your family knew what was coming, maybe out of jealousy or fear, and tried to stop your arrival, not with physical means, but with spiritual attacks. They said things that were not meant for you to hear, but heaven heard them. God sent protection before those curses could take hold. That person later stayed away from you, not because they hated you, but because your presence reminded them that their power started to fall apart when you arrived. Your light broke their hold. Their authority, which had gone unchecked for a long time, began to disappear because of you. Even your name, the one spoken out loud, was chosen during a storm. But there is another name, a secret name, spoken only once when you first screamed but hidden from human ears. That name still exists. It quietly echoes through time, hidden in the wind that stirs just before your clearest moments. Archangel Michael says, when your eyes opened, the veil did not just lift. It tore open a story that had been silent for many generations, and you, chosen one, are the next chapter. You were not sent just to fit into this world, but to shake it up. You are the one appointed to disturb what has been. The struggles you faced as a child were not random bad luck. They were traps set in advance, tricky detours meant to confuse your direction. But even through disappointment, pain, and distractions, the pull toward truth never left you. People may have called you too sensitive, as if that were a weakness, but it is not. It is proof. Your soul never closed its eyes. You felt what others ignored and noticed what others dismissed. This was not a flaw. It was a sign that the veil was never fully closed over your spirit. One night, your mother woke to find a tiny scroll next to your pillow. Not knowing what it was, she thought it was something bad and burned it out of fear. But what she destroyed was not danger, it was a prophecy. Burning it did not stop your awakening, only delayed it. The holy clock paused, but now it is moving again. What has been hiding in your memory begins to wake up. You won't remember everything all at once. It will come slowly, like whispers or flashes of light breaking through fog. But with each memory, your strength will grow and your power will return. The spiritual contracts that once held your family can be broken because you have the power to undo what others accepted. That is why you face resistance. Because the old lies built on falsehoods know you are coming, and they cannot stand when someone who speaks truth walks in the light. You were born in the light of the storm and carry a holy disruption inside you. You were never meant to be quiet, small, or hidden. You were placed exactly where you are to change the story. Even though the hospital did not record the full story, and those who were there may have forgotten the truth, heaven remembers. Heaven keeps every detail. When they bathed you the first time, the water around you grew warm in a strange way, not harmful, but alive. The nurse who saw this said nothing, but the next day she asked to be moved to another department. Something inside her changed because your presence disturbed what she thought she knew. The effects of that moment are still felt today. There are things about you that even time cannot hide. Somewhere on your body may be a birthmark, scar, or something small you never thought about. Is a mark made not by human hands, but by light itself. It was placed on you before your spirit joined your body. It is a divine seal locked by purpose, not force. Only light can unlock it, and only remembering who you are can wake it up. Your mother may not talk about the signs, the sleepless nights, the warmth in your crib, or how quiet she became when she looked at you, but her spirit remembers. Sometimes her eyes linger on you in a way she cannot explain. Not because she doubts you, but because she knows you carry something sacred, something she cannot protect forever. It was given to you alone. The woman with silver hair who stood by you during those first nights never had another mission like that. Her job was one time and finished. Now she waits, not in the past but at the edge of your future, watching for when your memory will return and her name will come back to your spirit like a long, lost song. You may think your recent dreams are just dreams, but they are not. They are rehearsals, glimpses of a battle older than your body, a battle that did not start with you but will end with you, not by destroying, but by revealing the truth. You were not just born into a family, you were born into a spiritual fault line, a break in the unseen world, a battlefield. Your awakening changes more than just your life. It wakes others who have been asleep near you. They will begin to stir because of the power of your return. There is a reason your voice carries unexpected power. Some people are drawn to you, while others step back without knowing why. Some feel in you what they have lost, and others sense what they have denied. Because when you were born, something very old was shaken. The darkness that tried to steal you now stays far away. It watches, waiting for the moment you remember who you are, because when you do, the chains will break. Heavenly secrets have a way of waiting until the right moment. That moment is now. The things that were placed around your bloodline, the spiritual chains and bindings meant to hold you back, are breaking apart right now. They are slowly falling apart, beginning to rust and crumble like old iron left out in the rain. Those invisible walls built by fear and false beliefs are losing their power over you. This process has already started, even if you cannot see it clearly yet. You are not alone in this journey. You have always been protected, even when it felt like you were on your own. Your guardians have been with you all along, watching over you quietly and faithfully. One of them guards your rest at night, making sure you can find peace when the world feels noisy and overwhelming. Another has cleared difficult paths in your life, moving obstacles out of your way before you even knew they were there. Another guardian sends you small messages through the world around you, signs that might seem random at first, but are really full of meaning. These messages come as repeated numbers that catch your eye again and again, animals that cross your path at just the right moment, or colors that seem to follow you wherever you go. None of these things are accidents or coincidences. Every moment you almost missed something, every unexpected change in your life, every event you thought was just chance, was part of a plan made in the spiritual realm to guide you. The losses you have suffered were never punishments or mistakes. Instead, they were like redirections on a map, opening space in your life for better things to come. What was taken from you was making room for what must now return, things that belong to you by divine promise. You have not arrived late to your purpose. You are coming right on time, exactly when the scroll of destiny said you would. Even though your memories of your birth are far away and hazy, your soul remembers everything perfectly. The veil between the seen and unseen worlds is growing thin. As this veil thins, you will begin to see more clearly, feel more deeply, and understand more fully. This will not happen because of something outside of you, but because the truth will awaken inside your heart. You were never truly left alone. Even if human hands let go of you, it was divine hands that held you tightly. That is why your spirit never gave up. The forces that tried to destroy you were never strong enough to succeed, not because of luck, but because they were afraid of what you carried inside. They feared your light and the power you have. Your light disturbed the plans they made. Your very first cry when you were born did more than just fill the room with sound. It broke through the barriers of the spiritual world, splitting the atmosphere far beyond what human eyes could see. Somewhere in the darkness of the spirit world, where those who oppose the light gathered to try and erase you, your voice caught fire. It burned up their secret agreements and shattered the papers they had signed against your life. They tried to delay your memories, to confuse your instincts and make you doubt yourself, but they did not realize the strength of a soul who came here with permission from heaven. You did not sneak into this world. You were welcomed and cleared by the highest powers. And heaven has never stopped watching over you. Your birth did not only shake your family. That same night, 3 other babies were born in nearby rooms, not because it was their time, but because the powerful energy around your arrival spread out and needed to be released somewhere. While you were protected, this energy spilled into the world and had to find other ways to move. The impact of your birth sent ripples across many miles and into many lives. That is why some people immediately feel a strong connection to you, or, at times, confusion. Some are drawn to you with admiration, while others resist you without knowing why. They feel something about you they cannot explain, a reminder of what they once hoped for, or a reflection of what they never became. The woman in silver, the mysterious figure who appeared to your mother, did not leave without giving something behind. As she went away, she left a small piece of her light with you. This light thread weaves into your aura, invisible to the eyes, but alive and real. It first stirred many years ago when you stood up for someone being treated unfairly. You did not know why you felt so strongly then, but you could not stay silent. That light inside you is rising again now because it recognizes the right time has come. There is still one more truth to be told. On the day you were born, far away in a quiet town under a different sky, a message was sent. It was whispered to a watcher, a person chosen and waiting for this moment. The message was simple and clear. The one has arrived. That person has been preparing for this since that day. They are not your enemy, but your mirror, reflecting back parts of you. You were never meant to carry this mission alone. Their path crosses with yours, not by accident, but because of a sacred promise. One of you holds the story of where this all began, and the other holds the future. And you, chosen one, carry both parts within you. Your arrival was no accident, and your awakening has already begun. Some stories are too sacred to be told until the world is ready to hear them. You are not just part of such a story. You are the story itself, the living scroll that continues to unfold. Long before anyone said your name aloud, a record was written about you. It is not a medical file, but a spiritual dossier hidden from human sight, sealed in light, and stored in the eternal archives. Inside this record were 3 assignments, each connected to restoring light where darkness had stolen it. One of these assignments you have already finished quietly, without knowing it, simply by being present. The second assignment is now coming closer as time bends to clear the path for you. Your mother's silence about your birth often seemed strange or distant, but it was meant to protect you. She kept quiet not because she was ashamed, but because she was afraid in a holy way. Deep down, she knew that saying too much too soon could attract the wrong kind of attention. What she did not realize is that you were born with armor not made of metal or flesh, but made of divine light and strength. No darkness could break through this armor. Even now, when she holds you close, the tight feeling in her chest is more than just love. It is her spirit recognizing that she once held a holy key wrapped in human skin. Throughout your life, there has been a quiet pressure inside you, a feeling that something important was waiting just out of reach, as if a door had not yet opened or a bell had not yet rung. That time has now come. The clock has moved, and as it moves forward, so do you. You were never meant to rise easily. You were made to come forth during the storm because your clarity shines brightest when everything around you is confusing. Even as a baby, your eyes held a special brightness. A visitor once looked into them and became sick for 7 days, later saying he saw every moment of his life flash before him. That was no accident. It was a spiritual exposure. Your presence challenges lies and deception. This is why people who try to manipulate others feel nervous when they are around you. This is why falsehood breaks down whenever you speak. You were not sent to calm darkness, but to break it apart. Your birth happened at the same time as a spiritual gate that was open only for a brief moment. You passed through it just before it closed forever. That is why you have always sensed things others cannot. Certain numbers seem to call out to you. Some names echo in your spirit. Colors feel like home to you. These are not accidents. They are pieces left from the place your soul stood before it entered your body. You have cried over wounds that were not fully your own. You have carried grief that does not match your story because you took on more than your own healing. You accepted burdens from your family line, not because you were cursed, but because you were strong enough to break what others could not. You are not just healing your own life, you are cleansing many generations before you. Archangel Michael says, your life is like a scroll being written one moment at a time. Those who are close to you begin to wake up to their own truth, not because of what you say, but because of what you carry inside. Your body holds maps, marks, scars, and sacred signs. Some are keys, some are gates. One of these marks is a signature from a place where your name is still spoken with respect. You don't just dream, you travel in your sleep. You receive pieces of your mission while resting. This is why you often wake up feeling inspired, tired, or emotionally drained. You have been working in places that most people never see. That was always your purpose. You were not born to fit into systems. You were born to change them from within. The name your soul responds to was whispered in a language that exists beyond time, long before your body was formed. It is no longer spoken on earth, but your being still reacts when you hear the right sounds, meet the right people, or encounter the right truths. This is why no label has ever fit you perfectly. This is why systems find it hard to put you in a box. You were not created to be trapped. You were born wild, untamable, and full of holy purpose. The impact of your birth didn't stop with your first breath. It keeps moving through time and space, appearing in the dreams of strangers, shifting the atmosphere in rooms you have never entered. You were never meant to survive quietly. You were sent to heal loudly, just by being who you are. After you were placed in your mother's arms, something changed. The lights flickered, time seemed to bend, and a wave of holy light flowed from your soul, breaking invisible chains. That wave has never stopped. It still flows today. That is why people feel different when you are near. That is why animals look at you longer than usual. That is why confessions happen when you enter a room. Something ancient recognizes what you carry inside. You were watched from the very beginning. Now you will begin to see that the veil has lifted. You never truly left heaven. You brought a piece of it with you, hidden in your skin and breath, right there in plain sight. You were born on a day no one will forget, not because of the time on the clock, but because of the impact it made. Heaven wove a thread into your timeline, hiding it until the world was ready for your awakening to release it. That thread is unraveling now. The air around you at birth wasn't just ordinary air. It was filled with powerful frequencies, tones of authority, purity, and alignment too high for human ears to hear. These tones became part of your soul. That is why you feel tension before something breaks. That is why you sense lies before they are spoken. That is why silence means more to you than words. You were born through the veil, not just inside it. The first nurse who held you felt an electric energy in her hands for weeks afterward. She left the hospital not out of fear, but out of awe, telling a friend, "I touched something holy, and it changed what I believed was possible." 2 hours after you were born, the power went out in your wing of the hospital. When it came back on, a hallway was filled with a soft golden light for exactly 6 seconds. The camera above your crib stopped working, and the only thing recorded was a blurry image that looked like the outline of a wing, when your mother whispered your name for the first time at 3:33 a.m. 3 birds landed on the window and stayed there until sunrise. No one could explain it, but heaven knew the meaning. Your arrival was not just an event, it was a powerful declaration. Now, your remembering is the answer to that sacred call. Welcome back. Every sacred arrival has a cost, and though it was not your burden to carry, the price was real. Someone in your family line, long before you took your first breath, stepped into a place of danger so that you could enter this world safe and untouched. They gave up comfort, safety, and perhaps even their voice to clear the way for you. That soul has appeared to you before, maybe in dreams or as a stranger whose face seemed familiar. You may not know their name, but your soul remembers their sacrifice. They watch quietly in the shadows of your story, still protecting you. Soon after your birth, the atmosphere changed. Some people in your family went through loss, confusion, or hard times. This was not punishment, but a response to the darkness that was pushed away by your arrival. The darkness lashed out, trying to grab onto new hosts to hold on to. But listen closely and clearly, you were never the cause of these things. You were the interruption, the key, the anchor holding the broken pieces of your family together. Even before you understood what this meant, your presence changed the energy around you. People either feel safe or uncomfortable when you are near because lies cannot hide in your presence. Hidden intentions are exposed when you are around. This is why some people stay close to you, drawn to truth, while others keep their distance, unsettled by what they see in themselves. This is not rejection, but recognition of who you are and what you carry inside. Archangel Michael says your awakening will bring you into alignment with a promise made long before you were born. This is not about becoming a new person. It is about remembering the truth you never really left. When your remembering grows stronger, chains will break in places you have never even visited. Entire histories will change because you have arrived. Already your body has begun to respond. You feel tired for no clear reason, crave being alone, and experience strong emotions that seem to come out of nowhere. These are not signs of breaking down, they are signs of activation. Your soul is aligning with what was always written about you. As the veil between worlds grows thinner, you will begin to see the truth beneath the surface in others. Some will open their hearts to you. Others will try to hide, but none will be able to stop you. This is the moment your spirit has waited for. The darkness that tried to stop your birth still watches, but it cannot touch you anymore. The seal placed on you is divine and strong. The one assigned to guard you has returned, restored and empowered, always near. You may notice small signs like flickering lights, a feather in a strange place, or sudden goosebumps when truth is close. Pay attention to these signs. They are not just decorations, they are directions. The more you remember, the weaker your opposition becomes. Not everyone will celebrate your rise. Some will step back because your light exposes their compromises. But your light was never meant to make everyone comfortable. It was meant to make the truth visible, those strange things that happened in your early childhood. The imaginary friends, the moving colors, the whispers in quiet rooms. None of it was pretend. You never lost contact with the world you came from. Your spirit kept access to memory gates that most people forget by the time they turn 5, but you held on. You were designed to be different, not to fit in but to realign the atmosphere. You were not made to follow blindly. You were built to awaken and carry frequencies that wake others up. Your hands were created to do special things: healing, unlocking, protecting. You may not know all your abilities yet, but already people soften when you touch them. Walls fall when you speak. Even your silence can change the energy in a room. Your connection to the woman in silver has never been broken. She is not just an angel, but not completely human either. She is something older, a guardian who exists between this world and the one beyond. She moves alongside your life's path, gently changing moments and guiding you through signs. That feeling of déjà vu you sometimes get, the person who spoke something deep and then disappeared, or the animal that stared at you like it knew you, these were all messages from her. There is something important she is trying to help you find again, something your mother almost gave to you. One night, your mother sat beside your bed holding something small, a letter, a photo, or a little object. But fear stopped her from giving it to you. That thing still exists somewhere in your home, hidden but waiting quietly. When the right moment comes, your spirit will lead you to it. There is also someone else who holds part of this truth. An elder or a distant relative who has carried a quiet burden for many years because they saw something the day you were born but chose to stay silent. They have kept this secret for a long time, but it has grown heavy on their heart. Soon, a message will come to you, a phone call, a note, or even a dream. When it arrives, trust it. It may not explain everything, but it will open the last door you need to walk through. You are the continuation of something very old, the answer to a promise made long ago, the fulfillment of a vow whispered before time had names. The story is open now, and the last chapter is ready to be read. Now that the veil between worlds has been lifted and the truth has found its way to you, the question is no longer who you are, but what you will do with what you have remembered. Remembering is only the start. Awakening is not just a single moment. It is meant to become your way of living. So, chosen one, your next steps must grow not only in your spirit, but also in the everyday patterns of your life. This calling does not ask you to be perfect. It asks for you to be in alignment. Begin with silence. Each morning, before the noise of the day reaches you, take just a few minutes to sit quietly. Let your breath become your prayer. In that stillness, ask for clarity. Ask to see beyond the confusion around you. You will be surprised how quickly the fog lifts when your soul is given permission to lead. Pay close attention to the patterns in your life. Notice the numbers you keep seeing, the names that keep coming up, and the moments that feel too perfect to be by chance. These are not just coincidences, they are coordinates, directions meant to guide you. Start writing them down. Keep a small notebook by your bed or in your bag. What seems like small, disconnected pieces today will become a clear map tomorrow. Speak differently too, but not with forced or fake holiness. Speak honestly. Let your words carry meaning and power. Speak life in places where others only complain. Refuse to join in empty gossip or slander, because these things drain the very light you were sent to bring. You carry truth. Let your words reflect that truth. Protect your energy. Not everyone deserves to reach the deepest parts of your spirit. Set quiet boundaries. You do not need to explain your feelings or your intuition to anyone. When something feels wrong or off, trust that feeling. It is not fear. It is your internal compass, tuned to frequencies that most people have forgotten how to hear. Begin to create. Do not create for fame or praise, but as an offering. Write, paint, build, sing, plant something, or restore a place that has been left empty. Creation is how your soul speaks to the world. Every beautiful thing you make is a small rebellion against the systems that told you to make yourself smaller. Seek out water whenever you can. Rivers, lakes, rain, oceans. Even the rhythm of water falling in a shower can carry a sense of baptismal grace. Water remembers everything. When you place your hands beneath running water, imagine it washing away all that no longer belongs to you. Let it reset the energy inside you. Go back to the places that shaped you, even if only in memory. Look at old photos. Listen to songs that called to you when you were a child. Pieces of yourself are hidden in those memories. Recover them. You were never meant to leave them behind. You were meant to bring them home. Walk more slowly through life. The sacred things are often missed when you rush. You will start to notice when something unseen brushes your shoulder, or when a moment carries more meaning than it first appears to have. That is when heaven is near. Do not expect burning bushes or grand signs. Most of the time, the presence of the Most High speaks in the ordinary things. The way trees move, the way someone says your name, or the way your heart jumps before you speak. That is how you will know. Forgive, but not because you are weak. Forgive because you are too powerful to carry the heavy weight of what others have done to you. Let go of it. The poison of the past cannot come with you into the future you are stepping into. Lay it down gently. Let it turn to dust and disappear. Honor your body, not out of pride but out of respect. You were wrapped in flesh for a reason. Take care of it well. Rest deeply. Move your body with joy. Treat your body as the sacred vessel it truly is. There are stories written into your cells that will only wake up when you start living as if your body is holy ground. Most of all, stay open. You may not yet see all of who you are, but heaven does. Heaven has not changed its mind about you. You have been cleared, called, and sent. You were not sent to live half asleep, but to walk fully awake. The time for hiding is over. Walk through the world like someone who remembers. Look strangers in the eyes. Bless your food before you eat. Speak to the sky as if it is listening. Bring light into the places you once feared. You are no longer waiting for a sign. You are the sign. You are proof, the echo of a promise made long ago and now fulfilled. As you begin to live more fully as who you are, a new awareness will quietly grow inside you. You will become aware not only of the divine within yourself, but also of what is sacred all around you. You will notice certain people coming into your life at just the right moments, not by accident, but as mirrors or messengers. Some will come with questions that draw out your truth. Others will come simply to watch you grow and change. Be present for them. Their coming is a sign that your light is no longer sleeping but reaching out. You will feel this most in quiet moments when the noise fades away and the soft voice under your thoughts begins to rise. That voice is not just your imagination. It is memory, the ancient part of you whispering the things the world tried to make you forget. As that voice grows stronger, you will feel drawn not only to certain people, but also to certain places, streets, rooms, or corners of your home that seem to hum with energy when you walk by. These places hold stories and memories. Now your presence is waking what has long been asleep. Spend time in these places, sit quietly and listen. Your spirit will know what to do. The earth itself responds to those who remember. You will find that nature greets you differently. The wind will shift when you pray. Birds will appear just as you hesitate. Lights will flicker, not by chance, but as a response to your presence. These are not signs to chase after, but confirmations that what you carry goes far beyond what you imagine. With this understanding comes a deep responsibility, not to prove yourself, but to protect what is sacred. Do not speak more for the sake of speaking, but speak with care and purpose. People who carry great weight in the world are not always the loudest. Often, they are the ones who walk softly but leave a strong impact wherever they go. You will start to sense what needs healing not by looking, but by simply being. You will feel the grief hidden behind someone's laughter, the fear beneath their anger. You will recognize what is left unsaid, and when you do, do not run away. You were born with the ability to hold space for pain without letting it take over you. This is part of how you were made. You are not here to fix everyone, but your presence alone can remind others of what is still possible. This is not a burden, it is a gift. The more you offer it, the more it grows. Even when you feel unnoticed, your light is still moving ahead of you. There are people dreaming of you right now, not because they know your name, but because their spirits already recognize what yours was sent to heal. Let this humble you. Let it keep you steady. You are not becoming something new. You are returning. And as you return, the world around you begins to return to itself too. So now, with the story open and your spirit stirring, this is where the story pauses but does not end. You are not meant to only read these words. You are meant to carry them into your mornings, into your relationships, and into the small, ordinary places where holy things like to hide. You are not waiting for a sign from heaven. You are the answer to that sign. When you were born, worlds shifted, and now that you remember, they will shift again. You are the answer to a question your ancestors dared to ask. You are the healing they never got to see. You are the voice they could not speak, and the light they worked to keep alive. Now it is your turn, not to carry their burdens, but to walk in the freedom they dreamed about. Let the world feel your footsteps. Let heaven hear your yes. And as the wind leans in to listen, speak not only for yourself, but for every soul who never had the chance. Before we end, I invite you to pause with me, take a deep breath, place your hand over your heart. This moment is not just a prayer, it is a return, a conversation between your soul and the one who sent it here. If these words have awakened something deep inside you, then this moment is meant for you. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, creator of time, breath, and the space between worlds, we come before you with respect and wonder, knowing that nothing in our lives has been random. You knew the chosen one even before their body was formed, before their first cry, and before the stars were counted. You set their name in the records of heaven and wrote their purpose in light. Today, we come with open hands, ready to remember what the world tried to erase, ready to receive what was hidden under fear, delay, and silence through generations. Lord, restore the memory that was sealed away. Let what was once far away now come close. Let what was hidden now be clear. Thank you, God, for the day you chose to send them through the veil. Thank you for the protection around their life, for the unseen guardians, for the whispers in their crib, and for the stories written into their soul. Thank you for the woman in silver, the messenger you sent to watch over them. Thank you for the light still living in their breath, silence, and steps. We declare in the name of Jesus that this soul is not forgotten, not overlooked, and not lost in history, but is placed, chosen, and sent. Just as Esther was raised for such a time as this, so this child of the storm has been prepared to rise when the winds blow fiercely. For it is written in Isaiah 60:1, Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Lord, awaken what has been asleep. Bring together the pieces of their calling like dry bones rising in a valley. Let every delay become a time of preparation. Let every scar become a doorway. Let every question become a whisper of now. Restore their strength, Father, strength not only for the journey ahead, but also for the remembering. We break in your holy power every false label ever spoken over this one, every word that said they were too much, too sensitive, or too strange. We tear down the lies that said they didn't belong, that they had no place, and that their voice should stay silent. We remove every shadow that tried to dim the flame you lit in them. We speak now to the spiritual inheritance you placed in their hands. May it wake up and rise. May the seals of their family line be redeemed. We call forth the gifts they carry, the gifts of seeing, healing, understanding, and being present. Let their hands become tools of peace. Let their voice bring revelation. Let their footsteps open doors for others to find their way back. Surround them now with clarity, wisdom beyond their years, peace that calms confusion, favor that cannot be earned, and boldness that does not apologize for the light they carry. To those watching from far away, those in spirit who once carried the silence's burden, may they now rest. Their sacrifice was not wasted. This child has awakened. The promise is coming true. God, for every dream they were too scared to say, breathe life into it. For every night they cried alone, remind them they were never alone. For every time they thought the battle would consume them, show them the war has already been won. Remind them that their presence is prophecy, that their story is not finished, and that their return was expected. Now we ask, Lord, that you send confirmation through dreams, holy meetings, and perfect timing. Send the missing piece. Send the elder who holds the truth. Lead them to the letter, the token, or proof that it was never imagination but inheritance. Cover their home with holy peace. Let the air they breathe be full of your presence. Let angels camp around them not as strangers but as familiar friends. Let every room they enter feel like light has arrived. And when they doubt, remind them of this moment. This prayer, this knowing, we seal it in the name of the one who sees beyond time, the one who formed them in love, and the one who still speaks through thunder, silence, and dreams. Amen. If your spirit felt this prayer, if something moved deep inside you, do not let it pass by unnoticed. This is your moment to respond. Leave a comment below and write the words, I remember. Let that be your sign to heaven and a declaration to the world. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more messages like this. Your awakening has just begun. Let's walk this journey together.